Tsunami, you know you got that thing, mommy. The way that you dancing on me, you're waking my ting up. You're waking my ting up. You're waking my ting up. You're waking my ting up.
Hello, fight fans. You're chance to the I'm here with USBA Junior welterweight champion, Tsunami, Samuel Teah, all the way from Ghana, Liberia, representing two countries. How you doing, Sam? Man, on November 14th, you went to Washington, D.C., and you beat Sonny Fredrickson, taking the USBA Junior welterweight title. Talk to me about that fight.
It was one of those fights where we had to take a risk. It comes a time in every fighter's career that they got to take a risky fight, and that was one of the fights that we had to take. We took the fight, we went down there, we capitalized on the opportunity, and we took the belt.
Man, you took the belt, man. That's a huge thing. I don't know if we've ever had a Ghanaian or a Liberian USBA Junior welterweight champion.
I'm honored to be the first, if that's the case.
Talk to me, man. We know you're part of your story. How did you make it all the way from Ghana, Liberia to Philly?
Originally from Liberia, born in Liberia. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, there was a civil war going on, so my dad fled us. We went to a refugee camp where we stayed for a little bit. Eventually went to Ghana to stay with my grandma, where we was there for a couple of years before we came to the U.S. in New York City. And then from New York City to Philadelphia, always fighting, trying to defend ourselves. Eventually getting into some trouble, ended up in a juvenile detention center, came home, kind of got my life together, learned a lot through the process and everything I went through. Came home and basically was able to capitalize on everything I was learning out there, and it helped me develop myself as a man.
Well, boxing, man, I'm Jamaican, you're Ghanaian and Liberian. Soccer is the sport.
Yeah.
Why boxing?
Unfortunately, I'm one of those Africans that have no soccer skills.
I'm the same way. I'm the only Jamaican. Yeah.
I have absolutely no soccer skills. I probably kicked the soccer ball like 3 times in my life.
Okay.
So, growing up, man, I did almost every sport except for soccer.
Okay.
I was in a juvenile detention center, so I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball. I almost played golf at one point. Actually, track was my first sport when I was in New York.
What did you run, the 100? Did they call you Tsunami or Boat Junior?
Nah, I was the slowest 100 runner out there.
Okay.
I was good at everything, just not great at any of those sports. But even when I was in the juvenile detention center, I wrestled, and that was one of those things I fell in love with. Wrestling is not that prevalent in Philadelphia, so when I came home, a buddy of mine we used to always talk about our favorite fighters and everything. Mine was Roy Jones, always. Roy Jones is one of the reasons I started boxing.
Man.
Yeah, so we used to talk about it all the time, and then we went to Modell's, bought boxing gloves and everything just to like kind of kick it into gear, like we're gonna go to the gym. We bought the gear, never went. And then I was working at Home Depot, and one of the older guys, we was talking about it. He was like, yeah, I'll go to this boxing gym around the corner. And
what gym was it?
It was Upper Darby Boxing Gym.
Oh, you started Upper Darby? Oh, man.
Yeah. And he invited me out. He never thought I'd show up. We got off work. We was working the overnight shift. So we got off at like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I walked in there. He turned to the door and started laughing. He introduced me to a trainer, and I haven't been able to look back ever since.
Man, you did a lot in the amateurs. I know you won the Golden Gloves. You competed a lot.
Yeah.
What's the biggest transition you've been able to make from the amateurs to the professional ranks? You don't have an amateur style.
Yeah, and that's something I was always told in the amateurs. I never had an amateur style, and I wasn't really that active in the amateur career. Like, I wasn't one of those guys fighting every week. Like, so it was a very easy transition for me coming into the pros. I was able to think more. I'm more of a methodical fighter, so I was able to kind of settle down into myself and think more when I was in the pros. So every fight, win, lose, or draw, I progress. And you learn more from a loss than you do a win. So it seems like every fight that I end up losing, it only catapults me for a bigger victory. So I never look down on my losses or anything like that. So I just use that to catapult myself into the next big fight. And a lot of times when you take a big loss, or you take a loss, like a national loss where everybody's able to see it, it kind of makes you like a target. Everybody like, all right, that'll be a good stepping stone fight. And then little do they know, it might have been a bad day, it might have been a style matchup, and it kind of sets you up because guys are underrate you at that point, and then it just sets you up. If you're motivated enough, you use that to your advantage.
Now, the Fredrickson fight in November, I thought his team had the idea that they were just going to walk right over you.
Facts. And that's okay. I think they did. I expected that too. That's absolutely okay. But I took that fight without a shadow of a doubt, knowing that I was going to win that fight. My confidence level. I seen something in him watching him fight that just told me, all right, this is going to be a nice victory for us. I didn't expect it to be as easy of a fight that it kind of was. I kind of made it more difficult than it had to be, but his record on paper, it says that he would have blown me out.
Oh yeah.
We knew better. My team knew better. We took the fight knowing that we was going to win. I think if we had to do everything that was necessary to get there, to get that victory.
And you got the victory. Let's talk about your moniker or your nickname, Tsunami. How did you get that?
A good friend of mine gave me that name. A lot of people know her, Jay, CEO of Gym Rats Athletics.
Okay.
She actually gave me that name when I was in the amateurs. When we was getting ready to turn professional, he was like, "Yo, we gotta come up with a nickname and everything." And considering how aggressive I was when I fought, and on top of that, how much I sweat after a workout, it was just a fitting name for me. So we ran with it, and it had a catchy phrase to it. So we just ran with it.
The USBA championship, I believe, automatically gets you a top 10 ranking in the IBF. Looking at the landscape, junior welterweight champs and contenders, who would you like to fight?
Listen, at the end of the day, man, I want to be world champion.
Okay.
At one point in my career, I'm just fighting, trying to get fights that give me the most money or more money, more rewards, less risk. After winning that belt, it changed my whole mindset. Okay. Now it made me belt hungry. Now I'm chasing belts instead of chasing money or chasing any name. So whoever got the belt, we size them up and we go after it.
That belt is nice, man. I'm trying to borrow it from you one Saturday so I can show up at a reggae club with the USBA belt. But it's a nice belt. It's beautiful.
As long as you got security with you, I'll let you borrow it.
Okay. Now let's talk about your upcoming fight. You're fighting March 7th?
Yes, sir.
2300 Arena.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that fight.
I'm excited, man, because I always have people let me know when your next fight. Let me know when your next fight. So I was excited that RDR Promotions was able to put this together.
Okay.
A local fight on a Saturday night. All my coworkers are able to attend. All my hometown family and friends are able to attend. The last fight in DC, the price was outrageous, so nobody was able to get there. So I'm extremely excited. I'm elated for this fight to be so close. After a big victory, we able to bring it back home so that everybody can attend. I'm ecstatic for it.
We see a little man in your corner lately, your son. How old is he? His name? What's the motivation, man? I see the little guy running around with the glove. He walks in the gym like he owns the gym. He knows what he's doing. He's bouncing in and out, jabbing. Talk to me about him.
Oh man, the greatest joy of my life. It's him and then that belt. Yeah, man, and he just gives me even more motivation.
How old is he?
He's one. He'll be two. He'll be 2 in June.
Okay.
His birthday is actually a week before mine.
Okay.
So he gives me so much motivation and the excitement that he gets when he comes to the gym. It's another way to burn him out. So when I get home, he just go to sleep.
Okay.
But it's just so beautiful how he picks it up. Like you see him moving around. He's on an angle. He keeps his hands up. I haven't showed him anything. He just watches and he just adapts. So he picks up so much so quickly. And I just love him being in the gym with me. the gym is my home.
Right.
So when I'm home and he's able to be there with me, and I don't have to worry about watching him, where he's going, what he's doing, he could be running around crazy and I'm not worried.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta be tough on him, right? And then I give him a chin check here and there, just keep him tough.
What does fatherhood mean to you?
It's something I ran away from for a while, for a little bit, but I embrace it so much right now. To be so blessed, I feel like God blessed me abundantly with such a beautiful child. Mm-hmm. And his mother is great as well. So I thank God for being able to be a father to him. It means everything, man.
Now, you win a world title. Where are we going? Are we going to Liberia first, or are we going to Ghana to see Azuma Nelson?
If we can unite them, it'd be beautiful. God willing, we get to that, and we got the financial back, and I would love to open up a nice gym in both places.
Okay.
I would be more than elated. I had the opportunity of being able to visit Liberia for the first time in 2012, and I was in pursuit of trying to fight for them for the Olympics. And even though it wasn't a successful thing, it gave me an opportunity to go back for the first time, and I just saw so much beauty in the country. I see guys that are beyond hungry for the sport, but just don't have the means. I had to take my socks off one guy because he was getting ready to box with no socks on his feet. And I can't imagine, I'm in the USA and I have socks on my feet, and that's painful sometimes. So I can only imagine those guys out there boxing with no socks on their feet in that type of weather. I would love to be able to get back to that. They had little plastic bags, like sandwich bags, where they keep water in, and that's what they drank. They gave me one of those. When they first gave it to me, it was cold. I did one round. By the time I got to it, it was hot water. I was like, wow. So it just, and those guys are not there making any type of excuses. So we're blessed to be here, but yet we still make so many excuses. You got guys that don't want to put the dedication and sacrifice to it, and you got guys over there that just, by any means, on an empty stomach, they getting out there and they doing what they have to do. So that's motivation for me right there. So I would love to be able to get to that point and be able to go back and just give back. Put a nice. I came up with a boxing name, and I was like 2-3 years in the
Tsunami Academy.
No, it's the Christian Youth Boxing Association.
Okay, that's good.
One of my church members actually orchestrated their name, and I loved it, and I decided to run with it. So.
Well, whenever you're going, man, Bochum, Ghana has produced more world champions per capita than anywhere else. It's a little 4 football fields long. There are people training with boxing shoes, man. It's incredible.
Yeah. So just being able to see that, man, I can't make no excuses being over here. We're definitely beyond blessed.
So this fight on March 7th, what is it, 8th rounder? Or you defending the championship?
We're not defending it this time around. We're gonna take this fight, tighten up on some things, and then defend it. Hopefully, the next fight following. Just so happened I'm fighting somebody from Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fighting somebody from Congo. So.
Congo.
Yeah.
The DRC.
It looks like a straight lion,
man.
Straight brolic, man. So I'm excited for that as well.
Okay, what's going to be your entrance music, man? You know, I like the whole pageantry. The music, what are you coming out to?
I always come out to something religious, man.
Okay.
So it might be spoken word.
Okay.
Right now, those things is usually like last minute. It happens sporadically. So when that time comes, I find out. It's whatever the Spirit gives me, that's what I run with.
Which flags are going to be on your trunks, man? You represent 2 countries, and you're in America. Well,
we're still celebrating the Frederickson victory, so we're gonna repeat that layout, black and gold.
Black and gold?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
I mean, I might have to give you a Jamaican flag and claim you.
Yes, sir.
But we're wrapping up, man. Tell us something about yourself that most fans wouldn't know.
Well, surprisingly, a lot of people don't know that I am African. So,
seriously? Oh, man.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Another thing a lot of people might not know, which I actually just recently started putting up, I recently started working for SEPTA Transportation Authority.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, you were SEPTA. Oh, man. So I can get a free transfer.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
We don't even have those anymore, but okay. And I'm excited to have the whole Scepter family in the building. Everybody.
That's huge, man.
Too, yeah. And besides that, I think everything else is public information.
Man, you work for Scepter. Oh, I want to say hello to Luther. He won Fan of the Year. Luther's worked at Scepter, and a lot of Scepter people, man. So they should be coming out.
Scepter is definitely going to be in the building.
Scepter will be in the house, and they're going to get there on time, following that schedule.
Yes.
Okay.
They're never on time, so they say.
Okay. What can we expect on March 7th? Any prediction? Knockout?
No, I'm not predicting anything.
Okay.
We're gonna go out there and try to showcase Tsunami.
Tsunami.
Really try to showcase Tsunami Sam. We're always prayerful for a knockout.
Okay.
But we definitely want to showcase who Tsunami Sam is, and basically like, all right, we're here. We're current USBA champion, and we're coming for whatever that's greater after that.
Okay, well, Tsunami Sam, it took us about 3 years to get an interview, man. You were so busy, or I was running around in Jamaica. But thank you. March 7th, folks, 2300 Arena. The Tsunami is blowing through Philadelphia. This man's from Ghana, Liberia, Ghana. It's going to be a world champion, so you want to be there. RDR Promotions, March 7th, 2300 Arena, the capital of boxing. Thank you for watching Boxing 396, and please follow Tsunami Sam. How can they reach you, Tsunami? Instagram, Facebook, tell me. Before we wrap up.
Facebook, Samuel Teah, Teah. Instagram, Tsunami_Sam1.
Okay, folks. See you March 7th, 2300 Arena.
Dancing on me, you're waking my team up. 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 You're waking my Tsunami. You know you got that thing, mommy. You know you got Tsunami, 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 Tsunami. Hey, mommy, I got keys. Let's go.